Ramel, what's kind of the progression been like for you since stepping in for Cedric last season, and just kind of where have you grown in the last year?
Um, Basically just being more consistent with my craft and my work ethic, and basically being a leader to the younger people and making sure that they doing what they need to do. You know, stepping up to the standard that we set.
Ramel, what does your work ethic look like kind of post practice and over the course of the week? Like, how many footballs are you catching on the jugs machine? And are you willing to say who led the receiver room and balls caught on the jugs machine this summer?
Yeah. So over the summer, like from I think it was June and July, we had a catch chart, and actually Nate led the whole catch chart. I think the goal we set was what 20,000. I think he had like what 22,000, something like that. So we actually went above the goal. But for me, I was trying to like catch like different type of balls, but I still didn't meet like the standard that we set. So that's on me. I got to fix that. But after practice, we usually try to catch deep balls, either 30 on each side, or if it's just straight up like profile catches, you try to get like 50 on each side, 50 each side. So it's not like a lot of work, but it's still like getting good work. So you know, you seeing the ball to the tuck, you see feeling it touch your hand and stuff like that. So yeah.
Joe Milton shared with us that on that trip to New York, he had never seen you talk so much, and you kind of your personality showed and you opened up. Why did that trip connect with you to where you were able to show that personality?
I don't know why it was like that trip, but I don't know. We just had like fun. It wasn't like nothing football specific. We were just out there bonding. So I don't know. It was a different vibe too. It was in New York, so I guess that's probably another factor.
How is the ball different coming out of Hendon's hand and Joe's hand? How do you track those balls differently?
You gotta like really be sharp with your eyes, and you gotta know it's gonna come with a little more pace with Joe, and it's gonna be more like zip to it. So it's more. I mean, you're gonna see the ball, but it's more like having stronger hands to be able to catch it really. But once you catch it consistently, it'll become natural. So.
Ramel, did you say that was Nathan Leacock that caught 22,000?
Yeah, I think that was the
You got
number.
two Nates in the receiver room now. Just double checking.
Yeah.
Just for you, how can you describe sort of the work ethic in that room? It sort of seems like it's been fostered from Bayless and Cedric and Jalen over the past couple of years. Did you feel like you had to sort of take the mantle and carry that on with those guys all in the NFL now?
I feel like as a group, we all have the work ethic that it takes to succeed, and we push each other to that to the standard that we set. So it's like organic, like the whole room. It's not just one person, not just me, it's not just Brew, not just Nate, it's not just Jack. Like everybody is striving, everybody trying to be better, everybody's trying to be great. So I feel like as a room, like we keep pushing each other, we gonna be great. So it's good.
The coaching staff preaches that you're one of the big leaders in the room. At what point did you see yourself being comfortable being that leader?
I'll say like some point during the summer. Yeah, some point during the summer. I'm still kind of trying to work on it, but not trying to be like buddy with them, but more like we got to get this done, and that's something I'm trying to work on. Because like we all cool with each other, like we can laugh and stuff like that, but when it's time to get serious, we got to lock in. So that's one thing I'm trying to work on.
Mel, you said you didn't meet the standard in the past summer workouts. Why did you feel that way? What was the moment that you kind of realized it? And how do you ensure moving forward that you're always meeting the standard that you want to meet?
Oh yeah, it's just like being more consistent. It was some days where, you know, I was probably tired, and I was like, all right, we just want to chill today. But it's like those days that really count for real. So I gotta like make up for that. So it'll get fixed.
Does this season bring a sense of this is your time to go do it, your time to shine it all, and how do you plan to capitalize on that?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily like just my time. I feel like it's our time to really go out there and prove like what we worked on, what we did all summer, what we did all from January to this point now. I feel like every time we go out to practice, like we feel like we're playing in a game. We taking that approach like we playing Bama, we playing Georgia, we playing Florida, like every single practice. So I feel like if we keep doing that consistently, we'll reach the goal that we set.
Two things I'll ask them separately. One, why the number change?
I mean, I really didn't like 80. I ain't gonna lie. I know everybody like 80, but I was trying to like change it from freshman year, but they never really let me. and I kind of had the chance now, so I changed.
And then what are Jalen and Cedric saying about early on their time in the NFL so far?
I mean, you said like it's real, like what Pope was saying, like what he tell us, like once you get to the NFL, like it get real, and you gotta play special teams, you gotta do all that. What they said, and it's like it's showing the light, like what they saying is it's gonna come true. So just listen to the coaches.
Ramel, what were your first impressions of Dante, and how do you think he can help you guys playing between you and Britt?
Oh yeah, like my first impression was I didn't know if he was that fast at first. I thought he was kind of a little slow because he got a longer stride, but I mean he doesn't have a longer stride, but he has longer legs. But his stride is actually pretty short, and it makes him pretty quick. And I feel like he can help us like in the slot because we got like most of our receivers are over 6 foot. So when you see like all them receivers like 6 foot and can run, like it's scary to a defense. And he got hands too, and he can beat you deep. So they got to stay honest to everybody.
The zip on the ball that you talked about with Joe, does that change anything in the summer, like work on the jugs machine? I don't know if there's like a Joe Milton setting or anything.
Oh yeah. I mean, you definitely got to turn the jug up at least one notch. So instead of putting on like 4, you might put it on 5 instead of putting. Well, it depends on what jug it is, because some of the older ones you gotta probably put on like 6 because they shoot a little slower. But yeah, for the most part, just turning up the speed, and being more consistent with it.
How have you seen Squirrel White's personality come out in the wide receiver room from last year compared to this year?
Yeah, he's come more out of his shell, being more locked in. He actually coaching like some of the younger people, like make sure that they getting right. So I feel like he's gonna step into that leadership role. That's good for him.
So, Ramel, was there a part of you when you got to change to number 9, you finally got the change, you were like, hey, I finally, like, I did enough stuff where they let me change a number now. Is that like unlocking an achievement or something?
No, it was just, I didn't like pick 80 necessarily. They just gave it to me, and I just feel like I picked this number. So I don't know if I wore 9 when I was younger, Pee Wee League, but not in like college or nothing like that, or high school. I wore 10 in high school actually. Squirrel got that.
Coach Pope says he wants to treat you guys like you're his kids. So what is your relationship like with Coach Pope?
Yeah, he's trying to be more, what's the word? I guess not saying that he's not positive, but he's trying to be more positive and more patient. That's the word, more patient with us. But like he would probably like snap on Nate if it was like last year for something that maybe he did this year. He'd be like, okay, you gotta move at this approach, because he got a son coming, so it's more he taking a different approach on how to like get to us, how to teach us, how to make us reach the goal that we want. So that's good.
What's the most impressive thing you've seen Thornton do in a fall camp practice?
Just the other day, he just caught a what was it, like a 60-yard bomb? Yeah, it was like, and it was actually good for him because he was working on it. He couldn't get it right, and then all of a sudden, in the team segment, he got it right, and that's just how it worked. Like just keep going.